Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thank you so much for joining us. The three biggest mistakes that we see expats make here in the Philippines. They're not rocket science by any shape, but they are very common, it seems, more often than not. Let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Okay, you know what? These are very simple, very easy, and very common. And we're going to cover all three of them. You may agree, you may disagree. You can list 100 more mistakes that they make. There are probably 1,000 more mistakes. I, I'm not sure. But these are the ones that we see that are most common. All right. And hey, look, that's just the way it is. So, before we get started, please, if you find this informative, if you like it, if you whatever, just feel sorry for us. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up. We'd certainly appreciate it. All right, now I have to get my little notes here because they're kind of important. So, I think the first mistake should be obvious to everybody. You watch many different videos, so you see and hear about it all the time. And we see it. Expats out there in trouble. They're in trouble financially. All right. Now, they could be in trouble for a lot of different reasons. It could be because of healthcare costs, because of stupidity, and because of, the all the little parts and pieces that bring them to that are individual. But the bottom line is they underestimated what it was going to cost for them to live in the Philippines. Now, you can live in the Philippines on just about any budget you want, but it's all about what you find that you agree to live with. In other words, you know, um, you can live in a spacious, palatial environment, or you can live in a cardboard box. It's whatever floats your boat. But the point is that many expats underestimate what it's going to cost them to live here. And that is the first big mistake that we see them make. I think that mistake number two is actually more important than mistake number one. I think that it happens more often. And it's not the inability to adapt, all right? But it's the refusal to accept adapting. And here's what I mean by that. We know that things are different before we come here. We probably came and visited a couple of times before we came here. We knew that there were going to be differences. We knew that the checkout lines at grocery stores are notoriously slow and inefficient. We knew that customer service, was radically different. We knew that product knowledge amongst employees in many instances is radically different. We knew that dealing with government agencies here is and can be a horror story, in our opinion. All right? And so you adapt. Well, adapting is one thing. Accepting that. You have to adapt and be willing to adapt and understand that you got to do it without complaining, bitching, crying, and talking negatively about the environment. This is not your country, and it is different. And we can make excuses all day long about what is not acceptable and everything that goes along with that. But that doesn't get you off the hook. If it wears on people. We've seen this. We've seen people who readily adapted to everything. We have friends that will literally use what's commonly called a fixer. It's, you know what? We have friends that just literally use people, pay people to take care of everything that has to have any kind of interaction. There's nothing wrong with that. But sooner or later, some people actually a lot of people get tired of it. They get tired of this entire environment that they have to adapt to. Their inability to accept adapting is a bigger issue for sure. Now I'm going to get down to a little bit more of a personal note. All right. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about people individually. But here's what I do say about information. Foreigners that listen blindly to other YouTube channels, foreigners that listen blindly to any YouTube channels, including ours, how's that information? How valid is it? All right? Are they taking information and they're applying it to themselves when they don't fall within the really specific scope of that person? For instance, to listen to us and to try and follow our advice, or to think that our advice means a lot. If you don't fall into our particular circumstances, odds are it won't really apply very well to you. Odds are it is not something, that will deal with. I'm not saying that it doesn't hurt. Certainly it helps to listen to multiple bloggers if that's the information you're looking for. Okay? But keep in mind, they live a specific way. They have a specific lifestyle. And unless your lifestyle and way matches them, then their advice may not always be accurate for you. I mean, it may have and play a lot of good information to you, but it may not be worthwhile to you. It may not apply to you. And that is literally the third biggest mistake we see. We see people that blindly listen to others, and then they just look at it. I had an issue. It's not an issue, all right? We were talking about different things in a blog, and we got comments, and one of the things was, how you're going to live and what kind of place you'll live in. And they showed some places that were very budget minded, all right? Referenced some of those. Until you see it in your own two eyes, all right? How can you tell anybody that this is going to work for you until you've lived in that area? So, I mean, those bloggers, they love where they're living and their budget works and it's great, and that's more power to them, all right? Just like it's just different. It may not be the way you want to live. It may not be the area you want to live. You may not realize what you have to do for X, Y, and Z, okay? I've seen guys that live in places in the province, and they love it. And many of them are on 13A or SRR. They're not renewing their visa every 30 days. And to renew their visa every 30 days means they're an entire day travel line and getting it done, unless they're using a service. Okay? Oh, something in my eye just itches. Okay. My own entire point with all of that is that, you have to apply it to how it is. You have to apply it, and you have to think, is this how I'm going to live? Is this where I'm going to live? Am I okay with these things? That's the third biggest mistake, is not understanding that one person's lifestyle equates to the lifestyle that they want or that they find acceptable. It's just that simple. Look, we really appreciate it. We'd like to know what you think about it. I'm sure you'll come up with many other mistakes that expats make. I mean, the list is long and illustrious. We expats are not perfect by any way, shape, or means. We love your comments, and we love you being here. We thank you very much for dropping in. Please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Thanks. Have a great day.